Hello hotties, welcome back to the channel. I know I've been gone for a very long time, but with good reason. I think I've created a masterpiece here. I really do.
You think a depressed person could make this? No.
This video started out as just a cute little thing, just a cute little me talking about a movie I loved as a kid. But because I might have an issue, I ended up deep diving into it and creating this monstrosity instead. I have no clue how long it's going to end up being, but I think it's going to be like an hour. So, or more. We'll find out. Editing me, I'm so sorry. You are getting no sleep ever again. You're welcome. 3.5 hours of footage. Because I also want this to be out by the end of the month. That's my dream here. I'm filming this on the 18th, and I feel like I can do it because I really tried to plan ahead this time and make it so I didn't have to do as many edits, because when I did my last long video, I really just like made it kind of a shit show, and so the editing portion took like a really long time. So this time I tried to prepare. My script has like editing things in it already. So the planning period was like a really long time so that the editing part doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? We'll see. I don't know. See, I'm already blabbering. We got to get down to business. Otherwise this thing is going to be so long. So anyways, we're talking about Bratz Fashion Pixiez. This is truly one of the movies that made me who I am. And I'm not even being dramatic. You can ask my best friend, Nikki. We grew up together. We watched this movie together. This made both of us who we are. I remember she was like one of the first people I told that I wanted to do this movie. And she was like, yeah, that makes sense. Also, she's patiently waiting. So, hey girl, I finally finished it. Sorry it took me so long. But this movie really meant a lot to me as a child, so I thought revisiting it would be really fun. And I just like talking about Bratz because it is such a controversial topic. At the time it was, and even now people have a lot of conflicting opinions on it. And the movies themselves are kind of hard to talk about because you can't talk about a Bratz movie without them automatically getting compared to a Barbie movie. But that is like such a terrible thing to do because they are not in the same realm. The Barbie movie budgets versus the Brat movie budgets are crazy. Like you can't compare those two things. Like I get they're both dolls, but like it's a different thing. And the Bratz movies are meant to be more memeable, you know? Like there's a lot of memes in the Barbie movie, but Bratz movies are for the memes. Bratz movies are for the fever dreams. And that's its own thing, okay? So we're just gonna have some fun today. Well, for you, it's today. For me, this has been a 3-month-long process. But today, you and me, we're gonna just talk, we're gonna gab. So get a snack, get a drink, and sit back and relax. Or do some work. If you have work to do, please feel free. Don't mind me. I'm just here with you, hanging out. You know what I mean? Okay, let's dive in. Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to talk about some of the numbers, some of the production details, so we can kind of give her a fair judgment, because I think that that's something very important when going into this movie is the budget, because it was not very high, and I think that really impacted the end result. So we're going to talk about that first and then move into everything. But before that, can we appreciate this fit? I'm actually so proud. I've hand painted these jeans. You can't really see them all the way, but I'm really proud. Bedazzled. I also hand painted the shirt. And I feel like they turned out really cute. The skirt's kind of ugly. I don't think I like it, but I tried. I had to be true to form. I did change some details, like I added more of a netting shirt underneath because I think it makes it look a little bit cooler. So we did take some creative liberties, but so did this movie with the depiction of it's Pixiez. So I think it's fine, okay? Has it hit me yet that I'm a 26-year-old woman making a very long deep dive into a children's movie that came out 20 years ago? Not yet. No, it hasn't. But I'm sure that will set in soon. Right now, I'm still having fun. So that's all that matters, right?
That is not correct.
Okay, you can lie to me. Please, somebody lie to me. So this movie came out in February of 2007. It is a 3D animated movie that has some hand-drawn aspects. We will get into that later when my sister comes on. It is the 6th film in the Bratz animated cinematic universe. It was directed by Moochie David Fassett, co-directed by Sean McNamara, and written by Bart Jennett. The budget for production, this is the big one, was only $50,000, which is crazy. I was actually shocked. I had to like double check that. And I still don't know if that's 100% accurate because there wasn't a whole lot of information. It's actually one of the only Bratz movies that I could find in any sort of budget for, besides the like live action one. That one was, I think, was like $20 million, which still seems like a lot considering the quality of that film.
Oh no, wait,
and they couldn't throw this movie some more money. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, everything I saw said that the budget was $50,000, which compared to other animated movies at the time is exceedingly low. Surf's Up, 100 million. B-Movie, 150 million. Meet the Robinsons, 150 million. They really did not give them a whole lot to work with, which really explains a lot, to be honest. Despite that, though, despite only having $50,000 for the budget, it did gross $2.63 million in DVD sales, which is pretty good for a direct-to-video movie. It was like a profit of $2.58 million. Pretty sick. It definitely isn't the best as far as like the Bratz franchise. Bratz Rock Angels, I'm pretty sure, was like 6 million, something like that. So it isn't the best of the best, but it also had one of the smaller budgets. It's still hard to fully know that because there isn't a lot of details about it, but from what I'm seeing, it seems like it has one of the smaller budgets. And I think that's because they changed companies and they just didn't really want to put a lot into it, which is disappointing. And with that foundation, let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to the couch. We are back here now to discuss the characters and the plot. And many of you watching might think, the plot? Does this kind of a film even have a plot? And I would like to inform you that yes, it does. A very intricate plot with twists and turns. It might only be 60 minutes long, but there is a lot. There's a lot that happens. There's a long journey that we go on, and we are going to get into it. We're going to talk about the characters. I'm going to try to keep this really brief. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to do my best because I don't want this to take up all of this video, but a bitch likes to gab. A bitch likes to talk, so I don't know if we're going to do that. I got hair in my mouth. Okay, so I was going to do like a whole separate character section, but I think it just makes more sense to kind of talk about the characters as they come up in the plot. And we'll just kind of go from there. I might add extra stuff about the characters, but I feel like this will just make the most sense. So let's get into Act 1, our setup, our build-up, our what the fuck is this world and what does it all mean, okay? I titled this act, Hot Goth Chick Disrupts the Community.
A hot new bombshell enters the villa. Don't call me up.
Because I feel like that is exactly what happens. You know, I feel like that's the best way to break it down. And it's something that has happened to many communities, you know. A lot of people don't know how to act when there's a hot goth chick around. There's a big issue with men not knowing how to be people in the presence of a baddie, and that is embarrassing. And that does in fact happen in this. Of course, Dylan, you know, if you've seen any other Bratz media, you know that Dylan is like very much a simp. Like that is the energy that he brings to the table, and it's no different in this movie, okay? So let's get into it. So boom, I'll set the scene. We open, there's a moon. And then there's also some fuck ass burgers on the grill. These are some of the worst looking burgers I think I've ever seen. My sister, who is going to be our animation expert, who's coming in later, will probably talk more about that, because that was the first thing she noticed was the burgers. But that's not the important part. The important part is, little family. We got family time. We got a dad. We got his 2 teenage daughters. Dad's name is Melvin. Melvino? Dad's name is Melvino. He is not necessarily like an integral character to the plot. There's some things that he does that kind of moves it forward, but I mean, most things could happen without him in it, to be very honest. And that really does set up the scene for that really does set up how the creators of this movie treat their dudes. They are given not a whole lot to do, and they are given not a lot of the budget as far as animation. I think they put more work into a single strand of hair on the doll's head than they do for the dudes, and you can see that based on what Melvin is, what Melvin looks like. But he does get a costume change. Do I think it's better? No, I can't say that. No, we'll get into that later. It is not time to talk about costumes. Okay, so Melvino, he's making burgers for his kids, and he's talking to Cymbeline, his angsty teen daughter. Cymbeline is one of our main characters. She's technically a protagonist, but she spends a lot of the film as like an antagonist, because she is kind of being seduced by the dark side type of deal. But honestly, I love her. And it is kind of unfortunate when she turns back from the dark side, because I think she's so cool and kind of a baddie when she is on the dark side. Like her reads are just good. Like I would let her read me for fun. It's like Bianca Del Rio type of shit. I'd be like, okay, please tell me off.
Whatever. You're the boss. Are you bothering me?
But then she turns back, and I'm like, oh, okay, like whatever. I guess you're normal again. We love that for her. We want her to be herself. And if herself is kind of boring, that's fine. And yeah, so Melvino is like talking to her, like, you know, trying to be a dad and be like, what do you want for your 18th birthday? She shuts him down. She's not having any of it. She's angsty. She's done. And then you have Brianna. Brianna is definitely like the real protagonist of the story. She is our hero. She is the one we're following. We're rooting for her. We feel bad for her. But her problem is she is a people pleaser.
Like Mom always said. Yeah? Well, Mom didn't exactly stick with us. Now, did she?
She needs a backbone. She also needs to get past her family trauma of trying to be the peacemaker. As we can see immediately, she's like, oh, what can I say? What can I do? What can I? So she goes simply, she's like, hey, girl, you want to give me some boy advice, you know, like sisters or whatever? And Cymbeline's having none of this. She's just like, I don't have time for this. I'm cool and whatever.
Dad, you can't do this. I want to go to fashion school. I'm not your little girl anymore.
Also at this point that we see that Brianna loses one of her charms off of her charm bracelet. I wonder what that means. We'll find out later. Stay tuned. Then we cut to later that night. Cymbeline has snuck out because, you know, teen angst, whatever. Brianna follows her. She's nosy. What's she doing? I kind of want to know. And Cymbeline goes up to this hill. Giant orb of magic. It appears and she grows wings and she flies away. And some of the weirdest editing choices are made here. The more I watch it, though, the more I think that it's some of the best editing I've ever seen in my life, and I will be incorporating this into the video. You're welcome. It's so good. And then we go into the intro sequence, which is really cute. Love it. Now we are going to meet the rest of the cast. So we're at school, we are in class, and we meet two of the core four. We have Yasmin and Chloe, who are in class with Cymbeline. Of course, Chloe is our schoolgirl. Chloe is gonna get a good grades. Like, that is something about Chloe. Like, she is gonna try hard in school. And she's freaking out because Cymbeline's like too cool for school now, right? She doesn't give a fuck. She's just turning 18 soon. She doesn't care. She's like, doesn't matter. I have better things to do. Chloe's losing her mind. She's like, but school. She's very much giving Hermione Granger like, we could die or worse, get expelled.
Was expelled.
Yasmin's just kind of like, drama mama, you need to chill, and Cymbeline, you need to stop being so shady. Like, she's really trying to be the middleman. She's just like, guys, all of this is too much. Like, there are real problems in the world.
There's people that are dying.
Love Yasmin, icon. We also meet Dylan at this point. He's, just being a simp. That's his whole thing. He's talking about his little black book, his LBB. That's the big thing. He says it a lot. And every time he says it, I roll my eyes. And I think that I've done permanent damage to my eyeballs from rolling them so much after watching this over and over again. A lot of mentions of the LBB. He also sees a bird. Remember that. Okay. Then we go to the hall. Oh, wait. I forgot. We also meet a new character. New character alert. And this character, this was a very important character to my childhood. It's Lena.
Oh, lover boy.
Like, how do I even describe? She is our antagonist. Definitely the villain. Very much the villain. Like, I can't fully defend her, but also it's hard to be fully against her because she does not have a well-rounded backstory at all. They really don't get into it, so it's hard for me to like fully hate her because I don't know like the intricacies of what she did wrong. Like, I can say, oh well, it's probably bad, but like, I'm making a lot of inferences here, and I don't like to infer things about people. I like to know the whole story, so I would just like to sit down and talk with her and then find out like her side of the story. Like, maybe it's not that bad. Anyways, yeah, I loved Lena as a child. Just such a baddie. Is that on me liking toxicity? I don't know, but we're not talking about that now. We're just going to talk about how cool she is. She enters class. She's got a cool fit. She's got cool hair. But her and Cymbeline are also making eyes. And you're like, do they know each other? Kind of seems like they know each other. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe they do. Of course, Dylan tries to talk to her. He's embarrassing. Next. All right, now we're going into the hallway. We get to see some really cool fits. Some of the coolest fits, but we're not going to talk about those next. We're not talking about the fits. We're not talking about the clothes yet. Hallway, Brianna's talking to Dylan. Dylan doesn't give a fuck. He's staring at Lena. Okay, boom. Then Cymbeline comes out and immediately goes to Lena. They do know each other. Confirmed. And they're doing their little shady, like, mean girl laughs, whatever. And then Cymbeline says some mean stuff to her friends. She's like, listen, girls, I have more important things to do. She makes a joke about flying, like, fly you later, or, oh, gotta fly. Gotta fly. I think it's that. Yeah. Then we come back. Then finally introduced to Jade and Sasha in some cutie little fits. Love them. Everyone's just very concerned about Cymbeline. They're like, what is this girl on? She is not acting normal. And that's true. That is true. But we'll find out more later. Okay, now we cut back to Dylan. Dylan gets his backpack stolen by the crow. The crow is back. Oh, shit. And then we get this really long bike chase scene. It's so long. It just goes for way too long, really, but it's fun. I love it. I love it. I think it's a good time. It's okay. Dylan then chases the bird into the woods. He crashes. Oh my gosh, he's bad at riding a bike. Who would have thought giving a 16-year-old a motorcycle was a good idea? I don't know. So of course he crashes, and then boom, Lena appears out of nowhere. She's leaning on the bike. She's leaning on the bike. She is leaning on the bike. And Dylan doesn't fold immediately. I couldn't explain that to me. I would have. He's like, oh, actually, I gotta go. She's like, what, are you scared? She does like all kinds of, girl, you're doing too much. This is a high schooler. Because we do find out later that Lena is much older than them. Lena is like a full adult, probably even older, because like she's like a mythical being, so she's probably even older. That we don't get confirmation, but she is definitely not a teenager. So she is doing too much. Oh yeah, then Dylan does fall into her trance, and he does a really stupid dance to follow her into the woods. Like it. What the fuck is that? Okay, moving on. Got to the next day. The girls are getting ready for the Magnolia Ball. Yay! And Cymbeline is like the president. She's something. She's like the coordinator of this whole thing, and she's like not there. Where is she at? I don't know. We have no idea. So the core four are getting worried at this point. They're like, okay, now where is Cymbeline? Because this isn't like her. She's like organized, ready, very much big sister energy, like getting it together, has her shit together, but she's not acting right. So they decide to go sneak into her house. They don't decide to sneak in yet, but they decide to go to her house and check on it. Later on, though, Yasmin and Chloe, despite the better judgment of Jade and Sasha, decide to sneak in, but we'll get to that, okay? Inside the house, Brianna catches Cymbeline sneaking out again. They kind of have an altercation. It's like a whole thing, and I'm like, oh, Cymbeline, you're doing a lot. Like, that's a little bit of that's a bit, but also they're sisters, and I feel like a lot of sisters would have just thrown each other into the wall. So it checks out. But then she like flips and she's like, wait, girl, come with me. Wait, why don't we just do this together? So Brianna's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm in. But the core four, they start ringing the thing at that exact moment. And they're like, hey, Brianna, you seen Cymbeline? Brianna's like, oh shit, I gotta cover. Nope. No, nothing. No one here. There's nothing. There's nobody here at all. And of course the girls, they don't believe. They're like, let us talk to your dad. And she's like, no, can't do that. Okay, bye. But the girls are very suspicious. So at that point, that's when Yasmin and Chloe are like, yeah, we're just going to sneak in. We're going to just do the breaking and entering thing. And Jade and Sasha, ever the rule followers, are like, no, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Good luck. And then, so they do the breaking and the entering. Well, I guess they don't break. They just enter. So that's like a little less of an offense, right? Okay, they break in. They see this lawn. I gotta mention the lawn gnome. I don't know why I hate the lawn gnome. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong about the lawn gnome. I've just always hated it since I was a kid. I just found it really fucking annoying.
Wasn't that?
The lawn gnome does appear a lot, though, and is kind of integral to the plot in some parts, so I will talk about the gnome. He's a gnome. He watches. He's always watching, that kind of vibe. Whatever. Okay, moving on. That's enough about the lawn gnome. The girls trip over it a couple times. He bites them. Yeah. While they're in there, though, the most important thing is they see Malvino in his new costume. In his new costume. And he's talking to this little creature. We don't know exactly who that is. But he's acting very suspicious. We'll get back to that. They then run into Brianna, and she's like, oh my god, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. My dad's gonna be so mad. And they're like, we're looking for Cymbeline. Where's she at? And then they all witness Cymbeline sprout her little wings and fly away. Also, they are attacked by the gnome again.
Secret! A secret, I'm telling you!
Faster! He's right behind us!
And they run away. Okay, now we're moving into Act 2, which I titled OMG Pixiez with jazz hands. That's a very important part. Jazz hands. So it's the next day. Dylan shows up to school under some sort of spell. Something suspicious. Is it just the hot baddie, or is it something more? No, he's being really weird. It's definitely a spell. 100% a spell. He does some really weird stuff. He like slides like a penguin at some point. What is happening? And she's also like, you're under a spell. So we know he's under a spell. Thankful for them for spelling that out for us. Very good. We also have Yasmin and Chloe kind of going crazy. Our girls are losing it a little bit because they're trying to tell this story to Jade and Sasha, and they're like, okay, so you guys are crazy. Hey, so friends, are we okay? Do we need help? And they're like, no, this actually happened. I promise this happened. We're not losing it.
Greetings, my ladies.
Who?
Then they find Brianna again, and they're like, hey, we have so many questions, like so many. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't talk, because she has a date. Who does she have a date with? Dylan. Does that not seem suspicious? No, definitely not. And guess where her date is? The middle of the fucking forest. Not just the woods. Not like a cute little like woodsy one. No, the forest. The deep, dark, scary forest.
Whisper Hollow?
And she has no questions about this. She's like, of course I'm gonna meet you all by myself in the forest. And Yasmin says one of the funniest things.
What were you thinking? She's a freshman. She's not thinking.
So of course, yeah, Chloe and Yasmin, they're like, yeah, you're not going by yourself. And please never agree to meet someone in the woods again. Like, this is a terrible idea. So they go with her, and they walk deep into the forest. I would have given up so long ago. They really had a lot of gumption to keep going. I would have given up so quick. But they go really deep into the woods to find Dylan. While they're in the woods, they run into Dylan finally. He's singing and being really weird. This happens.
Seeking, striving, waiting, yearning.
Do you think he has rabies?
Yeah. Then the Dark Pixies, they all show up and they capture Yasmin and Chloe. Our girls are done for. They died. Just kidding. This is a kids movie. Of course they didn't die. Why would you think that? You little weirdo. This is a kids movie. Okay. They just get captured. But luckily, Brianna, she gets away. She was hiding. She was like, oh. But Lena is definitely suspicious. She's like looking around, giving her the eyes. It's the next day, and we have one of the most iconic scenes from this film. This is like definitely like one of the most popular stills.
Did you address me? Guys, why haven't you called us back? How come you didn't come to the ball committee meeting? I guess we had something more interesting to do than lame charity work.
We have the girlies. We have Lena, Cymbeline, Yasmin, and Chloe all showing up in their fairy fits, if you will. Their fairy fashions. We'll talk more about this later, but this is just a very iconic scene. And they kind of bully their friends a lot. They do bully their friends, which is sad. It is, but they look so good, you know. They really are stunting. And they basically say, "We don't have time for your ball anymore. Bye. We're going to a party tonight, and you're not invited."
I'd say come to the party with us, but you're not invited.
Crazy energy, really. I think we've all kind of experienced this kind of vibe in high school. You always have that one friend that befriends the cooler kids, and then they never want to talk to you again. Anyways, Sasha and Jade are understandably just pissed. They're like, this is so stupid. Everyone's being the worst. Whatever. We're going to still get this ball together, because you know what? They're not giving up. But they then find Brianna crying, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And of course, she's had enough at this point. She's not trying to hide anything. She opens up to them. She tells them, one, about Cymbeline and her mom. She tells a story about their mom disappearing 10 years earlier in a snowstorm, very freak snowstorm. But I can't lie, it's very hard to take this whole thing seriously because of the 3D model that the child has. I don't know why. I hate this model. I just don't like, I can't, it just looks so goofy. It's very hard for me to take seriously. The way they run is really dumb. So I'm really trying to take this like very emotional scene seriously, and it's very difficult. Yeah. Anyways, the gist of it, snowstorm. Mom disappeared. She gave them a magic wand. She tells them to hold on to each other.
Never let go!
She then tells Sasha and Jade about the pixie world and that her father is the pixie king. She gives them these really cool glasses, which I've always loved this part of the film. They put on these glasses and the world becomes pixified. It's like the pixie world. Everything becomes more saturated, because the whole time this movie has been very dimly lit, very cloudy, very low saturation. But as soon as they put on these glasses, it's like bright, high saturation. You see like bubbles flying everywhere. It's really cute. I think it's just so fun. As a kid, I absolutely loved it. And me and my friend would always talk about going to the Pixie World. One day we'll make it. Oh, she also tells them about how pixies get their wings on their 18th birthday, but Simplene's not 18 and she has wings. So that's suspicious. That's weird. Sasha, Jade, and Brianna then are determined to go help their friends. So they go back to the woods, back to the little tree, and inside we have one of the most iconic scenes. We have another one of the most iconic scenes. This is probably like number one as far as iconic scenes if I had to rank them. We have the Pixie Rave. This shit is crazy. Like, this is really this was formative for me. I was like, wow, I want to be a raver for sure. Like, it just looked so cool. It looked so fun. There's also the one scene, the one pixie like throwing it back and just like looking pissed off, and I always loved that. Like, I always thought that was so funny. I watched another video and someone brought it up and I was like, no, seriously, like, why is she so angry? And why is it so iconic? I just love it. Inside the party, all the dark pixies are, they're throwing it back. They're having a good time. And honestly, it looks like a good time. Like, I would be very tempted. Very tempted. And Brianna warns the girls that, like, she's like, don't dance, don't do it. That's how they'll get you. And so they're all tripped. We then get Lena giving her little speech. This is kind of the first time that we really hear Lena talk about like what she is planning, and like we kind of know a little bit more about her motivations. She says that she wants to control Melvino using Brianna. She already has Cymbeline. All she needs is Brianna, and she can control Melvino. She'll be like the more powerful one, essentially. Then the girls get spotted. The girls then try to help their friends. They circle around them, trying to do a little spell to save them, but they end up getting caught. And Lena tries to bribe Brianna with wings. Brianna's having none of it, and then she uses that wand that her mom gave her to cast a spell. Pixie dust everywhere, hurts the dark pixies, so they're able to escape. And the layer like fully collapses. It gets gone. And the girls are trapped. What are our heroes gonna do? Now we're moving into the final act. So this opens up at the Magnolia Ball. Melvino is preparing to give a little speechy speech. Melvino's preparing to give a little speechy speech. Honestly, the first thing you notice though is how lame the music is. You're like, ooh, we were just at like a really lit party and now we're here. And this guy's wearing this fuck ass shirt. Yeah, it's hard. They really made the dark pixie layer look so fun. I didn't choose that, okay? Then the dark pixies show up, they throw the record, they put on their own record, and we really start jamming. The party is now lit. I'm not supposed to be rooting for it, but the party is lit. It's hard to deny. And of course, Lena's like, haha, got you, woo, woo, woo. But Melvino does... Oh, I gotta go to work soon. Hey, sorry, picking up where I left off. I had to leave for work in a hurry. I didn't realize how long I'd been talking for, and I did not get to finish, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the plot and character stuff now. We then get a confrontation between Lena and Melvino.
Can't keep a good girl down,
where she reveals, haha, I gave your daughter wings. Also, you know why your wife disappeared? It was me, bitch. I turned her into a tree. And of course, Melvino's like, what? That's crazy. We also get a little flashback moment and see the fight between Dee and Lena. Pretty cool. Pretty good stuff, Lots of boom booms and pows and whatnot. Lena delivers a line that I just simply love the delivery of. I can't even, it's just so good. After he banished me, that man has simply got to go. I can't even do it like she does.
That man has simply got to go.
I don't know why, it just tickles my brain the way that she says it. It's very cunty. I don't make the rules. Lena does. And I follow. Okay, moving on. Melvino, very pissed off. He breaks the spell, gets Cymbeline back. then he's like, I'm not done, saves all the townspeople as well. But he's a little weakened from that. And guess who notices? Lena. She's like, you shouldn't have saved the townspeople. Now you're weak and I'm gonna kick your ass.
What do you want, hag?
Girls just want to have fun.
We then get another iconic line. Malvino says, "You foul conniving witch," and she just replies, "Yep, that's me." I like that. We get another little battle. Pew pew, boom boom, pow pow. Malvino's a tree. Yikes, not another one. There's a lot of trees that happen in this section, so just prepare yourself. We then go back to the girls that are stuck in the tree. Guess who it is? It's the fucking gnome. He's back. I told you I had to talk about him because he's kind of important. He does stuff for the plot. You know, he rescues them, whatever. Unicorns and or alicorns, depending on who you are. I saw a comment that had mentioned unicorns or alicorns based on your childhood trauma, and I thought that was really funny, and I think that they are right about that. So whatever, I'm a unicorn girl personally. So the unicorns come and whisk them away. We then get a very incredible fight sequence. Just watch this. Like, no notes. Sassy unicorn and people getting bowled over like bowling pins. No notes. I don't know why, but I do love it. It's very good. We then get cutie little family/friends moment. The girls use the counterspell they learned as kids to free their mother. We then kind of get spoon-fed the moral a little bit with the be brave, hold on to each other, never let go, and you'll be safe. That's really kind of the whole point of the film, is valuing your friends and family above all else. And if you hold on to each other and you're there for each other in hard times, you can do anything. And I think that's really cute. And sometimes it's okay to be spoon-fed a little bit, especially if everyone's wearing really cool outfits and they're dancing and they're holding hands around a tree. It's just very nice, okay? We watched this scene. It's kind of intense, to be honest. I feel like this stressed me out a lot as a kid. Just like the fire, the tree. Oh, the charm is back. That's cool. And then boom, they all explode. The end. Just kidding. They're all fine. Dee's back. And I specifically wrote down that she died a mother, but Rose mother. Because of this outfit, oh my gosh, this is the best one. This is the best one for sure. I wanted to make this one, but I was too lazy. I will eventually, I think, but I don't have it in me right now. But one day I will show up to a con or something wearing this, and it's going to be very iconic. Dee then, of course, restores Malvino, and it does lead to one of the most iconic memes from Bratz. We get the manifesting meme. Very amazing. We then get another confrontation. We get some very necessary tumbling from, I think it's Sasha. It's kind of hard to tell because the quality is so low. I think it's Sasha that does the little tumbling, and then we get a little boom, kick the staff out of the hands. It wasn't, I don't know. This seems necessary to me. Malvino then turns Lena into a tree, not a very good tree, just a little twig, gets a little golden shower. Bada bing, bada boom, they win. Yay. But unfortunately, Malvino does have to remove the girls' pixie sight and erases the memories of everyone in the crowd. But of course, my girl Sasha, ever the icon, held onto the fancy little glasses. So she will know. She will never forget.
Help with this creepy law gnome.
So it's a creepy law gnome, is it?
I think that was supposed to hint at there potentially being more of these films, but that never happened. So, damn. Yeah. Then the ball goes on. They finally get to enjoy the ball. Dylan asked Brianna to dance. Ugh, Brianna, you could do so much better. Anyways, yeah, they dance. Whatever. Everyone's happy. The end. And that is the whole thing. That's the whole thing. I don't think that was as fast as I intended it to be. I truthfully really tried to shorten it down. There's just a lot that happens, okay? Especially the more times you watch it, you discover more things. Do you want to come on in? we have a very special guest, an expert, if you will, to help us out, to really guide us on this journey. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you want to explain your qualifications?
Right. So I have fuck none. I'm an artist. I've been doing art for like 8 years.
Yeah? Yeah. I can't count, so.
Yeah, 8 years. Right. I've done a lot of 3D animation, 2D animation. I've done puppet animation. Even done like paper animation. So I technically am not like the most qualified.
Sound pretty
But I've done-
qualified to me.
I've done some projects.
Dabbled.
A little bit of dabbling.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, she is going to help guide us on this journey and explain this movie and all of the wonderful animation in it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so good, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's great. We also have some food. We're going to be snacking at the same time.
There you go.
No, one of them is for you.
Yeah. Highly recommend doing a video with Carl here because you get free food.
It's true.
It's actually
I like to provide.
Hold on, I got you.
Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
Sorry.
Get out. So let's get into the movie. Trying to explain. Okay, first of all, can you explain what this type of animation is? Like, what the fuck? What is happening? What's going on? I have questions.
Sorry, I had a really bad big mouthful.
Maybe the eating was too much. We added too many steps.
Yeah. I got very stressed out. So majority, actually all of it is 3D animation.
Okay.
So you know what Blender is?
Yes, I do know that.
Are you sure?
I do, yeah.
But basically, for a lot of my products, I did do like 3D animation and like rendering and all that. Anyways, so very common to use. Basically, you just put a character in that. Well, you design the character, put it in there, then you can animate it. And so that's kind of what it is a 3D space with 3D characters that you can just animate. And it's kind of like a puppet. So you have the bones. Well, first you have like textures over. It's like skin, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then you have the like joints, which are like rotating thingies, if you will. The rotating circles. And then basically you can like pose the person and then like animate it. So it's 3D animation. Don't know if it's in Blender because there's a lot more professional like
well, this was in 2007.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was more professional.
You're right.
You've seen it. Yeah, you've seen what they have to offer.
You know, maybe
Blender does remind me a lot of, there's a fashion program. Well, there's a couple different fashion programs that you can use to like 3D design stuff. And when you had the clothing laid out flat and the face where you're like coloring it in, the face looks terrifying when you're coloring it in. When it's flat, it's very scary. But I've definitely seen the 3D aspect.
it's like the cut skin where it's like
it just looks like cut skin.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which
terrifying, horror-inducing.
Yeah. Okay, so 3D animation.
Yeah.
There's also some hand-drawn bits, though, right?
Yeah,
you mentioned
so
that.
I think, don't trust me
I mean, it looks like it to me, the way you were explaining it. I was like...
it looked very painted. It's in the forest scene, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
when, like, the guy is like, hot lady, oh no.
Me for real.
And then also the very end, when they're like, all the girls were walking through the forest, and then the weird music is playing.
Yeah, the forest has, like, a lot of really pretty... There's, like, a lot of really pretty forest moments.
It's actually really hard to do forests in 3D, so it makes more sense to do painted. At least for me, I hate doing trees. They're so fucking hard.
The trees look like they're hard. Okay, now, so I forced Saf to watch this, like, I think it's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's just go over, so your first initial reactions. Huh?
What a
A
moment
lot
in
of
history. I'll
confusion,
never
a lot of
forget
silence, processing.
Yeah.
Your original scoring was a 5.5 for the animation, a 2 out of 10 for the story, which once you watch the rest of this and I really dive into it, I think that will change.
because there is a plot, there's a lot going on, but you just... So overall, a 4.5.
Yeah.
That's Saf's ratings, but we're gonna get into it. Find out why. First, you'd mentioned that you hated the burgers, which not a crazy thought to have. I'm just gonna let you watch them again, so you can remember what they looked like. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of them burgers?
It's not necessarily just the burgers, it's the texture of this entire frame.
I think it looks delectable. It makes me really want to
That looks like shit. You want to eat shit?
Don't knock my yum. Don't yuck my yum.
She eats shit.
You literally eat shit?
So one thing that kind of throws me off is like the texture on the 3D model of the furnace.
Fair.
The textures are really weird. The burgers themselves don't look terrible.
Well, it's differing textures. Like, now that you mention it, like, this is so freaking smooth, and then this has, like, a lot of...
The best way I can describe it is, like, you know, in kindergarten, when you draw, like, a picture, and then you put it next to something your parent drew, and you're like, oh my god. That's what it reminds me of. The burger is so very textured and it looks decent, but everything else looks not decent. And that there's a consistency of that very fact, something being very, very nice and rendered and very good, and then something else being not. It's very like inconsistent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the through line with the animation for this movie, is there's certain things that are done really well, and then specifically backgrounds, who gives a fuck? Like, they just... I mean, it just wasn't in the budget, to be honest. Like, they just did not... Because did I tell you the budget? The budget was like $50,000. That's it. For a whole movie.
Honestly, for $50,000, that was way worse. Oh my god.
See, you understand. You can give it a little bit of grace because of what they had to work with.
It's kind of crazy. I think that's why I gave them a higher rating for animation, just because that was so little.
Yeah.
For a movie. Because normally for a movie, it's like 250, 500, right?
Minimum,
something like that. Yeah,
that's some of the Barbie movies were like, I think at the time the Barbie movies were like $1 million. So.
Yeah, well that's like the least. And you're still cutting out a lot of the animation team if you do that little.
Oh, so, okay, yeah. In class, you had a lot of issues with the animation.
So, what the fuck? I'm gonna pause this real quick. So, when you do an animation, or like if you draw or do like something art related, especially with animation, the first like minute to 5 minutes are your most important. Because you have to catch, if you will, catch the reader, catch the audience.
Well, perfect. We're at 6 minutes, so they don't give a fuck about us anymore.
Yeah, you can tell. But I think, you know, honestly, I can kind of applaud them because they didn't make the animation super fucking good at the beginning. They kind of just gave it as what it was.
I hope
and
you're
I can
hungry
appreciate that.
for nothing.
Does that mean? Yeah. Why are you laughing like that?
No, that was so sweet. That was really nice.
Well, I can give them hair. They did.
Wait, you forgot to put your glasses on. Can you see what's happening?
I don't want to see what's happening. I feel like it'll make it worse. I feel like the blur
Is it better now? Do you love it more?
Yummy, yummy.
Okay, so yeah, there was a part here where you had mentioned the leg went through the chair and then the hair also went through the door.
So a lot of like clipping. I think that's I don't know a lot of the proper names. I forget. When you do like joints and stuff in 3D animation, you have to be really careful with clothing. Now, why I say clothing is like, see how my sleeve is like textured? And when I do this, it's not like my elbow is like skinnier. So in a lot of the frames, especially with the guys, you'll notice that their like elbows get skinny, if that makes sense. And you have to be very careful. You can kind of see it when their elbows are like...
Yeah, no, I know. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's one issue I had was like clothing, which I can't blame them. I would not do clothing for that much of a budget, if I'm being for real.
Everyone's just naked. Born naked. The rest
honestly,
is
I just like
nothing because it's not in the budget.
They'd have like really tight clothing because I would just paint the body and call it that. I would not take the time to.
Everyone's in morph suits.
Yes. Yeah. I hate 3D animating, so you have to pay me more.
That's fair. Also, tell us more about the molds. You mentioned sculpted eyelashes. What does that mean?
I did?
Yes.
What did I do?
Should I bring up a face?
Yes.
Yeah. Analyze
I don't
this
remember.
face. Analyze these faces for me. What is happening
Okay.
with this?
So with 3D animation, sometimes you'll come across things being painted versus things being sculpted. So what I mean by that is like eyeliner. You know how you have that point?
Yeah.
That's painted usually on like characters. But sometimes their eyelashes will be painted. But in this, they actually went as far as to it's normal these days to do that. But in this time, I think it wasn't as common to like have them animated. Normally they were just painted.
That's one thing you really notice in like all of the Bratz films is how prominent like eyelashes are.
Just hair in general.
Yeah, hair, eyelashes, like they give their whole pussies to the hair and eyelashes.
So I definitely noticed that because one thing I hate is eyelashes because somehow they're in the forehead. Anyway, so I can appreciate the eyelashes. The walk cycle is something that kind of bothers me, especially with the not main characters. I noticed that they kind of like bring the knees up really high.
You just said the mouths, what the fuck? What's wrong with the mouths?
I see. So with animation especially, it's very important to like show. So the mouth cycle is super important, like your A, E, I, O, U's. In that scene particular, it kind of just looks like they're going.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're
Like they're very expressive, but you don't really see their teeth in that, which kind of bothered me. All the girls, the main characters, perfect mouth. The second another character goes in, it's so the AIOUs are not correct. Like, see, you can see her teeth right now.
Yeah.
With the other guy, you couldn't.
Yeah, for Dylan, it was just like, But he's just like, you know, he's just
Dylan.
Yeah, he's just Dylan. We don't really care what Dylan has to say. Yeah. My favorite thing that you'd mentioned was for this long ass motorcycle scene, it's just a Crazy Frog song. It
just reminds me of the music video.
Ding ding. Ring 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 ba ba bim bim ring ba ba bim 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 ring ba ba bim bim ring ba 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 ring ba ba bim bim ring ba ba bim bim bim. Some weird hair going through stuff again.
I don't want to call out anything that's like crazy, because I do feel bad about the budget. When I found that out,
it's fine.
I like scribbled through my notes and I said, never mind.
No, it's fine. I wrote down greetings, me ladies.
Greetings, my ladies!
Oh yeah, what did you think of him like penguin sliding? Rate his penguin slide.
Penguin slide?
Yeah, he penguin slides.
He penguin slides?
Hold on.
His lips do not look correct. Looks like he's wearing like really bright lipstick.
Concealer lipstick was popular in the early 2000s. Isn't that horrifying? Like truly just putting concealer on your lips.
I have the butthole lips.
What do you think of that? Also, doesn't she look so hot right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, right here. Their hair does look really bad when they're upside. There we go. Yeah.
There they go. Okay. I'm just gonna. So with 3D hair, so you have bones in hair too. I don't know if you've ever done. So okay,
No.
basically, do you mind if I like grab your hair and show you?
Yes.
So like, this would be a piece that you like make and render, and then
So you have to like chunk it out then.
Yes. So there's like pieces within.
Yeah.
And so you have like stuff like gravity simulation, stuff like that. And you have like stiffness, very like varying like settings that you can put it to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you make like hair like flow during sort of like wind and such. Anyways, for that, I think they put the stiffness here really, really high. So
Yeah,
when
because she looks bald, and then there's like hair tentacles coming out.
Yeah.
Like it looks so bad.
I've done that a few
So
times.
their bones are bad, is what you're saying.
Not necessarily the bones. They just didn't change the settings for that, I think.
Hiding in plain sight under mom. I don't know what the fuck this means at all. Hiding in plain. I feel like I'm playing a riddle, because we were in the dark watching this. So I was just randomly typing shit when Sap said things.
I said a lot of things.
Hiding in plain sight under mom. LOL. Oh, maybe it was about the tree. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the children? All I wrote was, "You got nothing to say about the children?" Saf cries.
I did cry. They're terrifying.
So do you have something to say now? Wait, look how cute they are! Wow! They have bowl cuts.
They look like aliens.
They do, they look really
I
bad.
really don't like the face mold for these
I've
ones.
always hated the kid molds that they choose to use in these movies, like Bratz Sleepover Adventures.
Also, their run cycle, when they're like running away in the storm.
The running is so bad.
It was...
I've always thought that the running is bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, I said this. The Bratz editors would love CapCut because some of these damn transitions are so fucking crazy and just over the top. Like, anytime they do the bop, 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 like, they would fucking love CapCut. It would save them so much time.
The only thing I can think of is, like, how is she doing that?
It's a very weird squatch.
Well, like, look at her leg. It looks very weird. I don't understand it. Yeah.
Lots of questions about the Pixie world.
Yeah.
Valid.
The villain's side. Oh my god, they're just dancing. Okay.
Yeah, what do we think of the dancing and like the raving? It's very repetitive in the back is something that I noticed.
It gets especially during the flashing part where it's like at the very end.
Yeah.
Very repetitive, very just confusing. Also the light is not believable in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like there's a spotlight. It feels like it's like in front.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Also, the character's hair would be flashing with the light, but there's no like shine.
Oh, listen, the hair has nothing to do with the light.
Okay.
Oh, you'd mentioned the cityscape being super bare, which is so true because the city. Okay, yeah, there it is. Like this part, I feel like this is hand drawn. Am I right in assuming that?
It's hard to tell.
And the quality that I have downloaded is really bad.
Yeah, that's probably I can't
feel
tell.
like that was like hand drawn.
It could have been, yeah.
Beautiful.
It looks like it could have been. I just can't see it.
But the cityscape is so bare. Like it does not feel like a real city.
Like if
in the slightest.
There's no like trash cans, at least from what I could see.
It's like not lived in.
Yeah.
It looks like what you said, like literally just like a 3D model thrown in with like nothing added to it.
Yeah.
That's just a big thing. A lot of the backgrounds kind of fell to the wayside, but at least the girlies look great.
My biggest complaint about this movie.
Yes.
How did that man get that lady? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How?
I mean, he looks like a little better as a pixie. He's got really big man boobies, but yeah. But it's so true.
Like, she's hot.
Yeah, D is so pretty.
He must have blackmailed her or something. There ain't
Whoa.
no way. Yeah, see, if you can see right there.
Yeah, their hair gets stuck right here, and then it only moves from here down. That's funny. All right, well, that's all of our notes. Do you have any final thoughts you would like to add?
I was very traumatized by this movie. You know, as an animator, sometimes I'm like, because I do a lot of solo projects, sometimes I'm like, man, my animation isn't good. Man, and then Bratz films remind me that technology is better nowadays.
Get out. That was mean. But also kind of valid. We need to watch the next movie that we're going to watch together is Bratz Sleepover Adventures because that one is truly
I've never heard of that movie.
Villainous. It's scary.
Sleepover Adventures.
Yeah, it's scary.
The only thing that I think would like scare me away from the Bratz movies, specifically the Bratz franchise, is like the children ones.
Yeah.
And
that's Sleepover Adventure. Yeah. It's all the children molds. Yeah. And you know what the funniest thing is? This is like one of the better movies as far as they go. To me, like, there's a lot of debate between this one being the best or like there's a couple that there's like a debate between, but I think that this is like one of the best ones. It's just really, really downhill from here. So the next one we watch is going to be significantly worse, so just prepare yourself.
Yeah, I will say, I was spoiled with good animation as a kid.
Yeah, you only watched Barbie. Yeah.
Barbie.
Which I was definitely like a Barbie girl too, but I dabbled in Bratz.
Yeah. I even watched like Ever After High. I think those are like the big three that I watched as a kid. So going from like my animation, because I'm very critical. Like I will spend a week straight on one frame, which is really bad, I know. So seeing stuff like this, I'm like, okay, I could definitely ease up on how critical I am.
We ain't got time for spending that long on one frame. We gotta make money. This is a business.
I think for what it is, the budget they had and the time frame they had, I give it like a 5.5 just because like I can't be upset with the little they had.
Fair enough.
So
we'll take it. Well, thank you so much for joining me and helping us learn more about the animation.
Thanks for the food.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anytime. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Hello, it is Forest Bitch, here to talk to you about all things lore, pixies, fairies, what's the difference, and what is happening in this film.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.